Welcome. Come in. There are no doors here, no walls to hold you, just the space between my voice and your heart. This is the truth room. It's not a place you find on a map, but a place we build together, brick by brick, with every story we dare to speak aloud. The world is a carpet woven with beautiful, bright threads, but underneath, there are lumps of truth we're taught to smooth over, to ignore, to pretend aren't there. In this room, we lift the carpet, we look at the lumps, we don't run from them. It takes courage to be here. To listen is to open a window in a sealed room. To share is to carry another's soul for a little while. To our first-timers, welcome. To the family that returns, time and again, asante ni sana. Thank you for standing with honesty, for choosing empathy over comfort, for insisting that conversations which make us squirm are often the ones that set us free. Tonight's truth is about the war we fight inside our own bodies and the battles we lose because of the stories we tell ourselves. It is a story of a woman who almost borrowed death, not because the medicine failed her, but because pain, betrayal, and blame became a poison far more potent than any virus. It is the story of a woman who believed a lie, who punished the wrong person, who let resentment become her daily bread, who almost died in silence, and who found her way back. Settle in, take a breath, let's walk this journey together. Her name is Florence, 26 years old, a mother of one, a wife who once believed in forever, until forever shattered in her hands. Before the crack appeared, her life was a simple, steady rhythm. The laughter of her daughter, the shared glances with her husband, the small dreams they built together like a careful nest. It was a life she recognized, a life she trusted. And then the diagnosis. HIV-positive. When the words were spoken, her world didn't shatter with a loud crash, it cracked. A fine spiderweb fracture that spread silently through every part of her life. She didn't scream, she didn't cry, she just blamed. She blamed the man who looked at her with fear in his eyes, the man who was supposed to be her shield. In that moment, the virus wasn't just in her blood, it was in their home, in their bed, in the broken promises that hung in the air between them. And so she began to punish the wrong person. She began to punish herself. When you ask Florence now what was happening inside her in those days, she doesn't speak of viral loads or CD4 counts. She speaks of a different kind of sickness. I felt like my life was not mine anymore, she says, her voice calm, reflective. I felt betrayed, not just by my husband, but by my own heart for loving him. I told myself, why should I fight to live when he didn't fight to protect me? It felt like my body was no longer my own temple, but a crime scene he had created. Every night, when the alarm on my phone would buzz to remind me of the ARV, I would turn it off. Every morning, I would look at the pill and tell myself, tomorrow, I will take it tomorrow. But tomorrow was a country I never reached. Her health started slipping like sand through fingers she could no longer close. The weight fell away, not with grace, but with the cruelty of a slow theft. Her dresses hung loose on her frame. Night sweats would wake her sheets damp and her body trembling. A constant fatigue settled into her bones, a heavy blanket that made even the walk to the kitchen feel like a marathon. The glass of water by her bed would sit untouched, her throat too dry with unshed tears to swallow. The alarm would ring again, a distant mockingbird from a world she no longer belonged to. And through it all, she told nobody. She wrapped her silence around herself like a shroud. What changed? What makes a person on the edge of the abyss decide to take a step back? For Florence, it wasn't a grand revelation or a doctor's stern warning. It was a hand. A tiny, perfect hand. One night, she recalls, her voice breaking just slightly, I woke up. My body was on fire. My mind was a blur of pain and anger. And I looked at my daughter sleeping next to me. She was so peaceful. And in her sleep, she reached out and held my finger, holding on like she was pleading with God not to take her mother. In that moment, everything became clear. I wasn't dying because of HIV. I was dying because of blame. I was letting his betrayal kill me. I was choosing to drown myself in a story that wasn't even mine to own. The next morning, for the first time in months, I woke up and I didn't feel the weight of his betrayal. I felt the weight of her hand. I turned on the alarm, I took the ARV, and then I walked to the clinic. I told the nurse everything, the shame, the anger, the fear. I let it all out. Florence's story is not about weakness. It is about the immense, crushing weight of emotions we rarely speak aloud. The shame, the anger, the betrayal that can poison a mind far faster than any virus can harm a body. We must understand this. ARVs work. They save lives, they build futures, they turn a death sentence into a chronic, manageable condition. But the mind must also heal. The spirit must also be tended to. And no one should be forced to carry their diagnosis alone, locked in a room with only blame for company. And now, Florence has a message for anyone who is in that same dark room watching the clock and turning off the alarm. If you're watching this and you are tired or angry or you feel like giving up, please don't stop taking your ARVs. Do it for yourself. Do it for your child, for your mother, for the future you that is waiting for you. Do it because your life is bigger, so much bigger than the pain someone else caused you. Your life is yours. Take it back. Today we learned that the battle for our health is not only against a virus, it is also against the stories we tell ourselves and the silence we trap inside. It is against the lie that a diagnosis is a moral failure. It is against the misconception that ARVs are a punishment. They are not. They are a second chance, a lifeline. And truth, not denial, not blame, not silence, is what keeps us alive. Florence borrowed death for a moment. She wore it like a heavy coat. She walked in its shadow. She felt its cold breath on her neck. But in the end, she looked at her daughter and she gave it back. She returned it to the shadows because life, her life, still needed her. Her daughter still needed her. This is the Truth Room, where we heal with honesty, where we speak with courage, and where we promise, with every fiber of our being, that no one has to battle alone. Until the next time, family, stay safe, stay informed, stay courageous, and remember, your body is your truth, and your truth is more than enough.